What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we diving into the Mastery Pass and kind of figuring out whether or not it's worth it to you as a player, whether or not you should buy the paid version of the Mastery Pass or just stick to the free-to-play version of the Mastery Pass. And I think this is one of those questions. It really depends on the player and, what your goals are for the current set of Magic and how much Magic you're really going to play. With that being said, if you like the video, hit that like button. It definitely helps out. It lets me know you guys like these style of videos. But with that being said, let's just dive into the Mastery Pass and let's just start talking about it. So here you see my current level in the Mastery Pass. I'm currently level 21 and about, I think, like 2/3. I'm about like 600 XP into level 21. So I'm progressing pretty decently in the Mastery Pass as the set's only been out a little over 2 weeks now. And there's a good chance I'll probably max out the Mastery Pass if I continue my current pace of play and pretty much continue to do, the dailies and weekly quests as well as the daily, gold quests as well, as those are currently the ways that you really only unlock additional experience in your Mastery Pass. Sometimes there are events that you'll get additional Mastery Pass XP, and I do think sometimes those are the midweek magics and then the other random events that pop up throughout the week. But if you play any standard events, any draft events, any historic events or alchemy events or explore events, you really don't get mastery experience that way, which is kind of a weird thing, and I don't know why they do it that way. And the other thing too is once you kind of cap out your daily quests and maybe do the event that's given that additional mastery XP, there's really no other way to get experience on that day. So every game of Magic, unless you're playing ranked ladder or in a special event, really doesn't give you additional experience. And this is kind of unfortunate because there are players who are able to play every day and be able to kind of keep up and progress their Mastery Pass, and then there are those players who maybe only play maybe a few times a week, maybe 3 times a week, and then you're missing out on those levels. So I think depending on how much you play Magic really warrants on how much whether or not you should invest in the paid version. There's nothing wrong with the free version. You'll end up getting, I believe, 27 packs. I made a spreadsheet. You get 27 packs and 5 Mastery Orbs, which the Mastery Orbs then can be used to buy almost a whole family's worth of cosmetics. Maybe you're very big into the Cabaretti family, you get the Jetmir, avatar, you get some of the Jetmir cards that are the Naya cards that kind of go along with it. Unfortunate part is you end up not being able to get the special card style for Jetmir. But you can still get a pretty decent chunk of that. Like I said, you get 27 additional packs of the new set, so you can kind of grind up the packs without having to pay any additional money. Every other level, you'll essentially get a free pack up until about level 54. Compared to the paid version, you get 20 additional packs in the paid version. You get 23 Mastery Orbs, which I believe finishes out the rest of the Mastery Tree. You get 900 gems, which is 3 different payouts of 300 each, depending on where you are in the Mastery Pass. You end up getting 4,000 gold, which is 4 payouts out of 1,000 gold. You get 25 various cosmetics, which you get card styles. You also get some of these, like the pet of the Mastery Pass. You'll get various styles of that. You get 10 ICRs, which are essentially cards of a particular rarity. I believe most of them on this current Mastery Pass is Mythic. And at the end, if you max out the Mastery Pass, every level after that, you end up just getting an uncommon ICR, which is kind of like unfortunate, which I don't think is really a good value. You get 1 draft token, which is then used. You can turn it in for 1 premier draft and not have to pay any sort of currency in order to play other than the draft token. And then you kind of get a handful of other cosmetics throughout the Mastery Pass. I think there's some card sleeves kind of hidden in there. So definitely some interesting other cosmetics. And then like the packs on the paid tier are of various sets, not just the newest set. You do have some Strixhaven, you have some Zendikar Rising, some Call Time, which is kind of weird, especially with rotation right on the corner to kind of get additional packs of those sets. Those may not be sets you're trying to really collect from. But like I said, if that is what you're looking to get, you're looking to get some cosmetics, kind of spice up your thing, and you want some sense of progression as you play the game, even if it's limited on how much you progress on a daily basis, you can definitely go ahead and buy the Mastery Pass. Usually the Mastery Pass is available for 3,400 gems after the release of the current set. You can also pre-order it usually for $50. I believe it also comes with a bundle for the new set that kind of has some themed cosmetics. I can't remember what the ones for New Capenna was, but I believe I purchased it, so I probably have that. That's how I have access to the Mastery Pass. The other thing too, if you're unsure of how much you're going to play throughout ever how long the Mastery Pass is up for, right now we have 7 pages, which to me seems that they're expecting the current set to be about 2-ish months worth of time from now until probably about the middle of July to end of July, with the newest set probably coming around there, because that's typically when we get the summer set. You have about, you know, eight or so weeks to kind of grind out the Mastery Pass, and you can always down the road, as it gets later and you kind of have a better understanding of where you're going to finish out in the Mastery Pass, you can always then purchase it down the road. You don't have to purchase it on day one, and then once you purchase it, you'll get all the paid cosmetics immediately unlocked, which then gives you a little bit of a boost to whatever, you know, packs you currently have to crack open, which could be one of those benefits. So it is kind of one of those things that you can always slow roll and kind of see whether or not down the road if it's worth it to you there. But like I said, you know, if you're a player who plays here and there, it may not be worth it other than the free stuff you get on the free tier. If you're a player who plays daily and you feel like you can usually max out the Mastery Pass, you can also go that route. The other thing too is if you really just want to, if you get late in the season and let's just say you're around level 57 and there's about a week left, you can actually click on it and you can actually just go ahead and spend gems, which is kind of like a money grab. I understand why they do it the way they do it and how they slow roll it, and, you know, probably get you into that place that you get to like level 58, 59, and like what is spending an extra 10 levels worth of gems to get the rest of it. And I understand that, and I think that's kind of the unfortunate part, and I think sometimes why people don't like the Mastery Pass and say it's not worth it, because it's essentially locks you into being like, oh, I just want that last little cosmetic, like I'm level 59 or I'm level like 48 or something, and I want these sleeves. Like I just want these sleeves because, you know, this is gonna be the only time I'm gonna be able to unlock these sleeves because they're, you know, for this particular set, and once the next set comes out, all this stuff is gone, and then we have the new Mastery Pass. So that is yet again another thing that we have to you have to kind of consider. But there are routes, like I said, if you're someone who wants to buy the Mastery Pass but wants to kind of finish it and doesn't have a lot of time, you can always go about and just purchase levels. Yet again, it costs gems. You can earn gems in game. It doesn't. You don't have to spend money to then level up your Mastery Pass. All the gems I have currently, plus the gold, is gems and gold I've earned from just doing daily quests, from playing in my drafts. I have a whole stockpile of draft tokens that I've just had because I play maybe a handful of drafts, but then I get additional draft tokens over the course of the past couple years. I'll be quite honest, I may play a draft or two and then stop, but you know, for some reason, I've been enjoying playing some limited in Streets of New Capenna, so I've actually redeemed quite a few draft tokens and kind of earned a pretty decent chunk of currency along the way, gem-wise. This is actually not my true total, as you know, for the last video, I needed to get some additional wildcards, so I actually spent about $50 worth of gems that I've accrued just to buy a 45-pack bundle. So I think that was like 9,000 and change gems. But yet again, it's one of those things, you know, I didn't have to buy this. I just kind of, it's just a habit that I buy it along with the other, you know, pre-order packs as a bundle. And it, like I said, it really all depends on how much you're going to play, whether or not it's worth it to you. And, you know, over the course of other months, you may have some Mastery Passes that have 8 or 9 pages because the span between sets is a lot longer. So they give you a little bit more to earn in that time period. Like I said, this one's 7 pages, so it's looking like this is going to be a little bit of a shorter time in between sets. And it's going to be kind of curious because if the new set releases somewhere in the later part of July, usually the next set that rotates standard will actually happen in sometime in September, and that one could even be shorter just because that time period will be very crunched together. But then after that, we may have a very long Master Pass because I don't think this year they're doing that like Innistrad and Crimson Vow kind of set where they're like that close together. So we may have a really long Master Pass that's like 9 or 10 pages because we won't have a new set until February of next year. But with that being said, I honestly think, you know, it's one of those things you need to analyze, figure out where you are at currently, where you think you're going to get by the end of the time, and whether or not that difference there of how much you're going to play and grind is going to be worth the cost it's going to cost you to get the Mastery Pass. But if you have any feedback, what you guys think about the Mastery Pass, or things you'd like to see different about the Mastery Pass, whether there's certain rewards that I don't understand, you don't understand why they add them or why they don't have them, leave them down in the comments below. If you're new here, you like the video, hit that like button. If you want to know when I post new videos on the channel, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.